Pitch decks mark an important transition in game development. They are the moment where a game moves from being an idea you believe in to something you need to communicate clearly to others as a creative and commercial project. Most developers know their games deeply. They understand the systems, the mechanics, and the feelings they want players to experience. But when it comes to presenting that vision in a way publishers can quickly grasp, things often become unclear. That gap is rarely about ambition or quality. It is about translation. So today I will be breaking down how to approach pitch decks properly, what actually gets publishers interested, and share a free guide that I built to help you navigate this step with more clarity and confidence. Hi everyone, in case you're new to this channel, my name is Alex and I run Life About Games. I spend a lot of time analyzing the business side of game development, speaking with developers, publishers, and investors. But this guide did not only come from conversation. During my professional career, I have spent time working on pitch decks myself, in past roles, while building and pitching my own startup to investors and competitions, and more recently, while researching pitch decks for hands-on work on an unreleased video game project. Across all of that, I keep seeing the same problems repeated. Not a lack of creativity, but a lack of structure. Not weak ideas, but unclear framing. This guide is the result of that research and those experiences coming together. One of the biggest problems with pitch decks is a misunderstanding of what they are meant to do. A pitch deck is not a formality. It's not a checklist. It's not a design document. And it's not about selling hype. A pitch deck is a communication tool, and its job is to help someone quickly understand what your game is about, why it matters, and whether it's worth continuing the conversation. Publishers use pitch decks to filter. They are not looking for perfection at this stage. They are looking for clarity. And if they cannot understand your game quickly, they move on. Pitch decks are difficult because developers and publishers think in very different ways. Developers care about systems, mechanics, emotions, and player moments. Publishers think in risk, positioning, scope, and feasibility. Most developers are never taught how to bridge that gap. Creative language and commercial language are very different. And when you mix them without structure, things can get lost. This is why so many decks explain features extremely well, but fail to communicate why someone should care. It's a real struggle, but it's usually not a personal failure. It's a structural one. What really changes the way people approach pitch decks is this. Pitch decks are not about explaining everything you have built. They are about framing the experience you are offering. Every slide exists to answer a specific question in the publisher's mind. What is the experience? Who is it for? Why does it stand out? Can this team deliver it? Is the scope believable? When a deck is structured around these questions, it builds trust and reduces friction. When it's not, it becomes overwhelming very quickly. This is where structure stops being restrictive and starts being empowering. The guide I built is a complete handbook that breaks down each part of a pitch deck, explaining why it exists, what is it meant to communicate, and how to approach it, with some suggestions of layout. It's not a rigid template. It's a framework. It takes into consideration different genres, different team sizes, and different stages of development. It includes guidance, wireframes, and practical advice. And it is designed to evolve alongside your project. Most importantly, it's free. There are surprisingly few pitch deck resources available specifically for video games. Some of the few examples that do exist are historical pitch deck documents for games like Diablo and BioShock, which are fascinating to study, but were clearly created for internal or privileged use, not as practical references for modern indie teams. Others stay so high level that they do not help developers make real decisions. This guide takes a different approach. It explains the reasoning behind each slide. What are the questions that publishers are actually trying to answer? and how to adapt the structure to your specific game. I designed this guide for indie developers, small studios, and first-time founders preparing to pitch to publishers or investors. The guide is designed to grow with your project. If you are looking for a rigid template or a magic formula, then this probably isn't for you. But if you want structure, clarity, and guidance, I believe it will help. You can download the pitch deck for free using the link in the description. You will be asked to provide your name and email address so I can send you the guide and a few follow-up tips. If you find them useful and wish to support my work, there is also an optional Ko-fi link, but there is absolutely no pressure. Also, if you wish to support the channel for free, subscribing really helps. Pitch decks are infamous because they sit at the intersection between creativity and opportunity. Great games deserve to be understood. Pitching should not flatten creativity or turn games into spreadsheets. It should help your vision come through with clarity. If you have feedback, suggestions, or ideas for other resources that would be useful for you, I would genuinely love to hear them, as this project grows through discussion, not assumptions. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay happy and keep gaming.